Hello, dear students. We've been discussing a short story written by Ray Bradbury. This is the extension, the second part of this lesson, and its analysis A Sound of Thunder. We've seen an enthusiastic passenger, the one who wanted to expedite into the prehistoric past to kill the dinosaurs, the giant dinosaur. The name of the dinosaur was Tyrannosaurus Rex. That's his ambition. He booked the ticket by paying $10,000. Now he got into the time machine. Time Safari is the organization. This has been holding some programs for such enthusiastic passengers, the one who likes to travel into an unknown world. In the previous part, we have seen Travis, the guide of the safari journey. He's called a leader. He has an assistant, Les Brands, and two other hunters, Billings and Kramer. Travis, Les Brands, Billings and Kramer. These four, besides our main central character in this lesson. Do you know who the person is? Eccles, Eckels. Now, he's asking a question. Can these guns get a dinosaur cold? Cold refers to number. It's an indication of death. Can these guns kill the dinosaurs? Because you are saying they are very big ones. Of course, they are the hugest animals. And can these guns kill them? He has conversation with Travis, the guide, in the time machine. Eccles felt his mouth saying. So he was just asking this when he just attempted to ask the question. We could understand two different polarities. Travis is a very door-faced man, very straightforward, and he sticks to the philosophy of protecting the nature. He doesn't want anyone to violate the rules, and he is a good employee in the organization called Time Safari INC. Travis is giving the reply. If you hit them right, even though they are very big ones, there is a clue. If you can do that, they would definitely be killed. If you hit them right, said Travis on the helmet radio. They use helmet radios. This is a communication device in order to exchange the information on the board. Some dinosaurs have two brains, one in the head, another far down the spinal column. Dinosaurs have two important places in order to be killed. They have two brains, one in the head, another on the far down of the spinal column. We stay away from those. Why do they stay? Because it is very hard to center and focus on these 2 points. They move very quickly once they arrive close to the human beings. That's a stretching luck. That's a stretching luck refers to. Please write down. Taking unnecessary risks for too much expectations, hoping for a positive outcome despite the likelihood of failure. So there are chances, there failures may be there, but still it is a very hard nut to crack. That's a stretching luck. It's a beautiful phrase. Write it down. Put your first two shots in the eyes. If you can, blind them. So the one who wishes to kill the dinosaur has to focus on these two things. It has two brains, one in the head, the other in the spinal cord, far off the spinal cord. So you have the one who likes to kill the dinosaur has to focus and concentrate on these two things. First of all, they should be blind enough. Then they can't move, even though they have huge body parts. And go back into the brain. So first, eyes should be damaged. Later, brain part. The machine howled. So as these people have conversation like this, it made a very big roaring sound. Time was a film run backward. So if we could find in the movies the prehistoric past in the sense now they have been moving from the present to the past. So all the episodes, century wise and year wise and decade wise, whatever happened, it was just like it was like a flash. They could see all these developments and instance as they got into the origin of the entire universe. And it's about 6 crore, 60 million years ago this happened. So they were moving very fast into the past. Suns fled and 10 million moons fled after them, think said Eccles. So he was just asking, oh my gosh, this is a very surprising and very interesting experience. Moons, 1 million, 10 million moons, not 1 million, 10 million moons fled. They were moving fast, suns moving fast. It's a very strange experience for this man. Not only this, and other passengers who were there, the hunters, Billings and Kramer. The machine slowed and stopped. Now they came to the destiny. The sun stopped in the sky. What do you mean by sun stopping in the sky? It's the time of sunset. That way we could understand. The fog that had enveloped the machine blew away, and they were in an old time. So they came at last. They were in an old time. So this is very, very important. Old time. So old time refers to the place and the period which they expected to be in. Now, this is a very special experience for these people, those who had maiden journey. Maiden, M-A-I-D, and maiden refers to first time, for the first time. For the first time, if anything happens in your life, you could say it's maiden. The fog that had enveloped the machine blew away, and they were in an old time, a very old time indeed. Three hunters and two safari heads with their blue metal guns across their knees. Now these people were ready, and Time Safari organization has sent two men. They were employees. One is Travis, the other one is this one, his assistant Les Prancer, and three hunters. So among these three hunters, we have Eccles and Billings as well as Kramer. All of them are five, and they were ready to kill the dinosaurs. Now they have gone into the past, prehistoric past. What were the ammunition and the equipment they had? All they had were guns, but they were very tiny guns when it compared with the dinosaurs. They are the hugest animals. Christ isn't born yet, said Travis. Now, the Travis is introducing the environment there, and what might happen in the future. Now they are in the past. Christ, because at the time, 60 million years ago, Christ didn't come to this world, and the pyramids are still in the earth. They also did not come out, means they weren't constructed by the Egyptian kings at the time, waiting to be cut out and put up. Remember that Alexander, Caesar, Napoleon, Hitler, none of them exists. So these great people who had created some sensation in the world with their acumen as well as contributions, be it bad or good, they did not come to this world. So that is the time. But did it really happen? It's an imagination of the writer who is trying to project a very thematic concern. In order to drive his point, he took this science fiction and traveling into the past is possible. We have seen a movie named Aditya 369. In that movie, also director shows how the future might likely be. So it's only to understand and make people take a special idea about either past or future. The creators will come with these devices. This is the fictitious story. Fiction refers to something that's created. That, Mr. Travis pointed, that is the jungle of 60 million, 2000 and 55 years. 60 million, remember this, 60 million, 2000, 60 million, 2000 and 55 years. So this is very, very important. It is the time into which these people went, and 60 million 2055 years before President Keith. In the very beginning, we understand there is a discussion between the clerk of the office who was expecting the enthusiastic passengers, and he booked the ticket for Eccles. He talked to him for some time. In the conversation, we understand Eccles pointed out about the current affairs in the country. There were elections, and Keith was the person who was elected the president in the country, and he is referring to him. Keith means the present one, and he is back. The time is very back. 60 million 2000 and 55 years before President Keith means from the present where we started. It's this is the time. At this time we have come back. At this time everything looks like this. Travis is giving some introduction about, and he's trying to make Eccles and others get familiarity with the new environment. He indicated a metal path that stuck off into green wilderness. Wilderness refers to a thick jungle, no habitation, no person lives there, only animals, flora and fauna. So that is the thickest place, all bushes, creepers, and the tallest trees, they appear in that spot. He indicated a metal path that stuck off into green wilderness. So there was a metal path. Why did they introduce this metal path? What was the purpose and the reason? We will understand now. Over streaming swamp. Swamps are basically the muddy areas where we could find shallow water covered by mud, clay, as well as slushy patches of the place. So usually in the forest, we could find for animals drinking purpose. Naturally, they get formed, and that's the untouched place. No human habitation, only bushes and low-lying areas and uplands. The swamps are full of slushy and muddy places. In fact, among giant ferns and palms, ferns are one type of species of plants. Palms, the tropical trees. We say తాటి చెట్లు and ఈత చెట్లు. These words actually refer to palm trees. So these trees have grown in multiple numbers, and the water is everywhere. And but this is not the place to be touched. We should not walk on this place. This is the condition. That's why this organization timesafari.inc created timesafari.inc has created this particular path. This is a very special path, that is metal path, and that is the path laid by Time Safari for your use. So those who come from the present generation, present world, they can use this path. It floats 6 inches above the earth. It floats 6 inches above. So it doesn't touch the above. This 6 inches at least, there will be some distance between the earth, and plants are there, and these people walk on this path. This is the metal path arranged by this Time Safari organization. It floats 6 inches above the earth. How does it float? There is some information. Doesn't touch so much as one grass blade, flower, or tree. It doesn't touch any grass blade, means any small grass piece, and it maintains distance. No tree is touched. It's an anti-gravity metal. It's an anti-gravity. So there is no possibility of coming down. It's an anti-gravity metal substance. Remember this phrase, anti-gravity. So this a path which is made of metal and some special alloys mixed up with this do not touch the earth surface. So those who walk on this will not have any chance perhaps to touch any plant species. Why has there been such arrangement? What could be the reason? Why should they not touch? Usually when we walk in the forest and woods, we don't take such precautions. We casually go in, and there will be some trails, and we walk on them and find the destiny, get back. But why are they very specific, and why have they arranged this kind of setup? We will come to know about this. It doesn't touch so much as one grass blade, flower, or tree. So no flower is touched, no tree is touched, no grass is touched. It's an anti-gravity metal. Its purpose is to keep you from touching this world of the past in any way. So present human beings should not touch the past objects or the things available in the nature. That's the main concern for them. Stay on the path. Don't go off it. Travis is commanding here. Stay on the path. There is a path. You please walk on that. You should not get out of it. I repeat, don't go off. He's again repeating this. Don't go off. Why? Was he very particular? Was there any reason behind this? There will be some reason. Stay on the path, don't go off it. I repeat, don't go off for any reason. If you fall off, there is a penalty. And don't shoot any animal, we don't okay. He is giving all necessary instructions and precautions. So we will say, okay, then only have to kill the concerned animal, the animal which we specify. But you don't have any right, even though you have purchased the ticket by paying $10,000. You need to be in limits. Everything will be guided, and you will be under condition, as well as you will have to understand there is a possibility of misbehaving with this nature, and if you misstep, punishment will be severe. There will be punishment. Please understand this. Why? Eccles did not understand this. Why are there so many instructions and conditions like this? It's just a forest. We could walk and then we could trip a plant and we can cut a flower. Just by doing so, what's going to happen? These are the few thoughts suddenly, swam around his mind. He became shocked. That's why he puts a question. Why? Travis, why do you tell me all these things? In other words, we can say he's enthusiastic and a little naive kind of person. Naive refers to lack of experience in particular field. It is quite common, even though we have people around and they are 40 years, 50 years. At times, they behave in a silly manner, just like kids. Such people are old enough to handle various tasks, but sometimes they become very silly and they ask silly questions. Here we could find this Eccles in the same way, and he seems to be a silly guy by asking this question. We don't want to change the future. We don't belong here in the past. The government doesn't like us here. Government doesn't like us here in the sense it is prohibited actually. It is a pristine place, untouched by human beings. But anyhow, we have been able to manage. In the government system, there are some. So we have all laws and clauses how to behave and what to do, what not to do. You could understand what I mean to say here. And the government doesn't like us here. So officially, it's not possible to go there. In India, we have some laws, particularly wildlife protection acts are there. Anyone who kills rabbits, cheetahs, tigers, lions, and giraffes, elephants, and other different pachydermis as well as mammals are penalized. But does it really happen? Some issues come out, some others do not. Why? You can understand why it doesn't come. Here, government doesn't like us here means human beings should not go into the past. If they create any sensation or do any bad thing, there would be some instability. We will understand Travis words further. We have to pay big graft to keep our franchisee. Franchise is the organization, the business. So we have been running this. It is our agenda. In order to go run it, we have some connection with the government. We are paying hush money, graft in the sense hush money, which is being paid, without any notice of the main authorities or unofficially. So this is the point. A time machine is a finicky job. It's a risky job. Finicky in the sense it's a risky and dangerous job, and there are so many issues involved. We have to be careful about this, and a very detailed analysis could also be made on this. And we have to be responsible for government. If any untoward thing takes place, we will have to be responsible. So please behave fairly and cooperate well with us. This is what Travis is asking Eccles. Not knowing it, we might kill an important animal, a small bird, a roach, a flower even, thus destroying an important link in a growing species. This is the main crux and the central concept which Ray Bradbury wants to tell us. Not knowing it, we might kill an important animal. We have to apply and then equate it. We have to think and then I apply this point even to the present practices of protecting this nature too. So, what does he say? Not knowing it, unmindfully, we might kill an important animal. In the history he is talking, but that could be even taken in the present context also, that is attributed to the present practices. We might kill a bird. Even if a bird is killed, even if a roach is killed, roaches, what do you mean by roaches? Roaches are cockroaches actually. And a flower even, thus destroying an important link in a growing species. Still, our readers may not be able to understand, if a flower is cut or roach is killed, if an animal is killed, or what happens? This is a very big world. It spans across hectares of land, thousands and lakhs of kilometers of land. Just because we just trip a plant and cut a flower or kill an animal or insect, what is the problem to this entire nature? What might happen? Why is Travis? Why is Travis so particular about this? Such questions might arise the moment even when we look at these lines. There is some explanation and very detailed analysis on this. We have to be very patient. Please pay attention and then try to listen to this. That's not clear, said Achilles. Like you and me, even Achilles has also not understood. Travis, you've been saying something. I don't understand quite well. You've been talking about birds, ferns, and different animals. If they get killed in this lonely place, I don't find any point in this. And why are you just so particular about that? He's just putting another question. It's in the form of a statement. That's not clear. I haven't understood. That's the meaning. Now, Travis is going to continue what he means to say. All right, say we accidentally kill one mouse here. He's trying to project this way. He's giving an example. We accidentally kill one mouse here. If a mouse is killed, what does it lead to? That means all the future families of this one particular mouse are destroyed, right? Mouse 60 million years ago, 60 million, 2055 years ago, a mouse, if it's killed, because of this mouse, there might be some generations. Let us say 6 babies of this mouse. In the span of 60 million years, if you are in the present, that was in the past. How many mouse? I mean, mouse plural form is mice. Please do remember this word. M-I-C, mice. This is singular and this is plural. Write down. And in the span of 60 million, at least, how many mice, because of this death, would this nature have to lose? Imagine once. This is how he is going to say. He has got some little confidence, idea what Travis has said. Then he says, right? And all the families of the families of the families of that one mouse, with a stamp of your foot, you annihilate. Annihilate means destroy or kill. The first one, if you kill the first one, then a dozen, then a thousand, a million, a billion possible mice. You indirectly kill thousands, lakhs, millions, billion. Only one act. That's the reason why there is a catchphrase in this lesson. An unmindful act can cause, tumultuous changes. There is a significance. Let me read out that one. Small actions can have significant consequences. That is a statement. Small actions can have significant consequences. Consequences are results. You might say this is small thing, nothing to worry, but in the larger space of this entire future generations, they would get paralyzed. This is the point of Travis. Through Travis, Ray Bradbury is also telling. You might think, I'm going out with two-wheeler. What am I going to do to this environment? I'm not doing anything. I'm just one. I'm going for 30 minutes ride. The petrol which is consumed, finally, the smoke which gets emitted, releases chlorofluorocarbons, carbon monoxide, and other gaseous elements, so bad stuff, which would cause, if this happens regularly for a week, for a month, for a year, imagine if the same person and the same attitude person across the city, in the same mandal, in the same state, across India, across the world, not only what two-wheeler, four-wheeler, and others, every minute if the fuel is consumed, how much of smoke gets emitted? These emissions, what would they cause? Ozone layer gets depleted. The ozone layer gets depleted. This is a very broad spectrum, and this has to be understood from that point of view. And all the families of that one mouse with a stamp of your food, you annihilate the first one, then a dozen, then a thousand, a million, a billion possible mice. Travis is telling with a very beautiful example, one small action, big causes, and very significant changes. He's giving an extraordinary example. So they are dead. So what? Here still Eccles seems to be Eckels. Eccles seems to be very, I said he's a kind of, he's enthusiastic, but according to his age, he doesn't speak. He still says, so what? So what? Well, what's going to happen? One mouse and its future generations get killed. What is the problem to this nature? What is the problem to our country? What is the problem to me? He is telling. This expression of so what tells us people like Eccles are careless people. They don't give importance to the nature. They don't think about um, safety of others. They go very fast on bikes. They don't wear helmets. Now let us apply to the present situation. They waste a lot of water in the washrooms, and they don't switch off the fans and lights both in the house and outside in their offices. They are very reckless, and they think that's not their duty. They always are selfish people. Because of such people, the world is at the verge of dangerous situation. We have to understand. He simply, after having been told every possible reason why one should not crush a bird or trip a grass plant or else cut the flower and even kill a mouse, still Eccles has kept a very silly question. So what? Friends, let's stop here. Let's take a look at what has happened. Travis, his assistant, Les Prince, along with the three hunters, Eccles, Billings, Kramer, these five took the journey. They came to this prehistoric past. Before they got out, Travis' duty was to explain about do's and don'ts, and he did it very well so far up to the portion which we have covered. He told them there would be a metal path. The hunters should walk on that metal path. They shouldn't deviate. If so, if any such violation takes place, there will be punishment. Possibly government action would also be enforced. This is how he has maintained. At this point of conversation, there was a question why we should be careful like this and what might happen. Then Travis takes it as an opportunity and privilege to explain, because his duty was also giving complete information and sensitize people with the sensitive area, because they got into 60,002,055 years time past, prehistoric past. So he should not let any passenger who is so enthusiastic to create any problem. Why? In the further portions of the description as well as analysis of this lesson, you will come to know why Travis is very particular about not to kill even any amphibian as well as a small insect. We would understand. Finally, Eccles, at the end of this particular video, we understand Eccles doesn't seem to be serious even after getting a lot of information about the chain process on a large scale in the period of 60 million years plus 2055 years. How the generations and the families of one particular species would be suffered. He doesn't understand. We understand a little childish arrogance of Eccles at the end of this particular video. Thank you so much for your patient listening. And from this particular part of this lesson, Please make a note of that's a stretching luck. This is very important. And don't forget the path arranged by this particular safari, time safari INC dot, that is anti-gravity metal. It's made of anti-gravity metal, a very unique substance, in order to maintain distance from that prehistoric past and its environment. And also write down the expressions such as graft. GREFT, graft is an important thing. Travis says we have to pay big graft to keep our franchise, and write the next word franchise, FRANCHISE. These words are very important for you to boost your vocabulary. And the next important expression, finicky business. Don't write only finicky, you just write finicky business. If it is business, what is the finicky? And finicky can be used for people also. People who are particular, for example, food. They don't eat all items prepared by mom. They are very particular. I want to eat this one only. Maybe because they are taking extra care about their health. Maybe because they have some choices. Finicky people are very stubborn people, but they are good people. I am not talking about whether they are good or bad, but they have some philosophy in life. So finicky job is also very risky job. Every detail, the runners of the business must be so careful. So care is inserted in the finicky business. Please do write this word, and try to understand Travis analysis of one mouse and its future families, and how they get annihilated. Another important word, annihilate, ANNIHILATE. Friends, we have come to the conclusion of this part. Thank you so much. Have a great day.